Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I've posted in the past. And if you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Kay has two grandsons, Dylan and Jake. They are 7 and 5. Each time when they come to visit her, she always cooks them this fried rice. Now, both of them, they normally do not eat any vegetables at all. In fact, they have this sixth sense. As soon as they think there's some vegetable in it, they will automatically reject the dish. Now, Kay have figured out by using template-based cooking, she can actually introduce vegetables into their dish. And through flavor chasing, she has been able to contort the dish exactly the flavor that she thinks they enjoy. And so far, she has been very successful. Now, she considered that having children to eat vegetables is really important, but their parents find it very difficult. So one thing Kay has started doing is to what she would call hiding the vegetables in the dish. And the best way for her to do that, she discovered, is to cook them in a fried rice. Now, one thing Kay do is that when she has cauliflower, she will remove the floret from the cauliflower. As she have already known, is that the children will not like the cauliflower floret because they recognize that it's being vegetable, and for them, this is not something that they want to put into their little mouth at all. So what Kay did is that instead of introducing them to the floret of the cauliflower, she will cut up the stems, and then she'll chop the stems into small pieces. Now, in this case, it will introduce a texture to the fried rice, but of course, the children will not notice that there are fried rice in it. Well, I guess this is one way to hide vegetables. And for children, a lot of time is the sight that causing them to reject the food. Most of the time, they might not really realize what it tastes like. In fact, using this method, both the grandkids really love the fried rice. Of course, she has yet to tell them that it has cauliflower in it. Okay, now this is basically a template-based cooking method. So she will cook the fried rice just as she normally would, but she make several changes that will help her to make the fried rice more palatable for the kid. Now she's going to cook this fried rice in her Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. And this is the wok that which I have suggested to her, and she really enjoyed it. Now, one thing she did is that the kids love eggs. So because of this reason, she's going to cook the egg the way it is. She's going to season the egg first with my Walk with Tak basic seasoning mix. You notice that she's going to drop the egg directly into the wok without beating it up. Because this way, she will be able to cook the egg with the egg yolk and the egg white separate from each other. And this will make the egg more interesting. Now, it turned out that both of the grandkids love egg, but they do not like scrambled egg. They like egg more like a just sunny side up, and they like the egg white and egg yolks visible to them. Now, again, different children have different preference. And so she said to herself, if I can make it exactly how you like it, maybe that will help the grandkids to like the fried rice and consequently enjoy other ingredients in the fried rice that they might not recognize. So one thing she did actually quite clever is that instead of frying the egg together with the rice, she's going to fry the egg separately and then she's going to set them aside. So this way, when she combines the egg with the rice, the egg will stand out much more visibly to the children. Okay, so after she set the egg aside, next step is to cook the fried rice. Now, in this case, what she does is that she just uses the same wok and she adds some additional oil to the wok. Now, this method actually will be very useful if you want to make a fried rice without any egg. This is just a traditional way to make fried rice. Normally, I would fry the egg and then I would add the rice and fry the rice and the egg together. This will help break up the egg a little bit further. But in her case, she's going to fry the rice directly without the egg and combine the egg with the rice afterward. Now, the rice that she is using in here has been in the refrigerator for about 48 hours. this actually turned out to be an important step. This will keep the rice dry, so consequently, it will not stick to the bottom of the wok. And also by keeping the rice dry, it's easier to break them into individual kernels. And she used something called a hamburger meat masher, which is a really useful tool for breaking up fried rice. And then she switched to her wok spatula. The next step is that just simply make sure all the rice are break up as much as possible. So there are many different ways to cook fried rice, as you can see here, but the basic template is essentially the same, and by varying the template, you can achieve different outcome. The next step is that she took the cauliflower stem that she had cut up into small pieces and add to the rice. In many ways, you can think of the cauliflower stem is almost like the cauliflower rice quite often you can purchase from the supermarket. And this cauliflower stem, because it cut up into small pieces, it tends to cook very quickly. So you don't have to cook it for any long time, even though the stem by itself are quite crunchy. However, any ingredients, when they cut into small pieces, it will really accelerate their cooking method. So this is something good to keep in mind. If you want to put anything into the fried rice, make sure that they are cut into small pieces, unless you don't need to cook them very much. So she added a little bit more oil to make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the wok. As you can see, everything goes on pretty good. Now, this is also the advantage, as you notice, that she used the wok spatula as a scraper to scrape off anything that might have stick to the bottom surface of the wok. This is a tremendous advantage to using a stainless steel wok spatula like this. And of course, it also makes the stirring more efficient, and it creates a much better way to mix it, because you can toss the food ingredient and use the wok spatula like a shovel. The next step is that she's going to add some purple cabbage that has been chopped into small pieces. Now, the purple cabbage actually add to that for one important purpose, is to make the fried rice more interesting looking, to get it much better color. Now, in this case, the children do not seem to be mind the color. In fact, they actually welcome the colorful presentation of the fried rice. Now, as we all know, we eat with our eyes as well. If you make a dish look pretty, well, you probably think it's going to taste better. And of course, you have to attract to the appearance of the dish. And for the kids, that purple color seems to really intrigue them. So because of this reason, she finds that this is a good addition. The next ingredients that she add to it is some frozen corn. These are some corn that she actually freeze from fresh corn that one of the neighbor gave it to her from their garden. And she take this directly out from the freezer. In fact, she's going to let it thaw out right in the fried rice. This actually turned out to be the best way to thaw out the corn because it allows it to thaw out slowly, and it tend to maintain the texture and flavor of the corn rather than microwave it in the oven or just set it out on the countertop. Of course, this way it also allows you to thaw it out much more efficiently, so you don't have to spend extra time. This is another way that you can make adjustment to the approach. I call this workflow. Once you figure out what is the best way to address different aspects of the cooking process, you can make it as efficient as possible. And now, as you can see in here, it just takes only a matter of a minute. Mixing all the corn is now has broken apart and basically incorporated into the fried rice. Now, again, this is a template. You can modify the template in many different ways to achieve different outcomes. Instead of using corn, you can use, say, a mixed vegetable mix or use edamame. So next step is that she is going to add a touch of pepper, just slightly to give the dish more interesting. Again, she have experimented with different type of approach, which I call it flavor chasing, to achieve the type of flavor that the grandkid like. It turned out that they really enjoy with that little bit of a peppery flavor. The goal of all of this is to make your dish interesting, because ultimately we all love dish with complex flavor. Okay, the final step is that she's going to add the egg. Now you notice that the reason why she's cooked the egg separately rather than with the fried rice, because now the egg's going to stand out because you have not break them up. If you put them together with the fried rice and stir them, as I have done in some of my other video, they will be broken up. And this is a good demonstration by the fast cooking system. There's many different ways you can modify a dish, and of course with template-based cooking, you can make substitutions using different kind of food ingredients to create the type of dish that you think your audience will like. In many ways, this is a completely creative dish, because what she did is that she also applied flavor chasing of the fast cooking system, which not only attend to the taste as well as the aroma and the appearance of the dish. And the end result is that she was able to put together a dish that will achieve all aspects that will able to appeal to her grandchildren. And before adopting to the fast cooking system, Kay always find it quite difficult to cook for her grandchildren, because she never really know exactly how they would like it. And quite often, she would cook the dishes that she frequently would cook, but they end up not to like it at all. And she said the benefit of the fast cooking system is that through template-based cooking, she can be creative. She can make modifications, adjustments, and she can learn from each time when she cooks for them. And she can find out what they like and do not like, and she can make modification accordingly. And like everything else, a flavor chasing allow her to fine-tune her dishes for her grandchildren, and to the point that they really enjoyed it more than anything else. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. And with flavor chasing, advanced prepping and stir frying and template-based cooking, it will allow you to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun. So if you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.